Hello, friends. It is time for us once more to do that thing what happens when what is done with the vampires. I am Chaz, your storyteller. These are my dudes. Sadly, our dear Adam is dealing with some personal stuff tonight. He will not be joining us, but we love him all the same and wish him the best. Previously, on Rise of the Free States, Byrick Ash had a bunch of newbie vampires break into his library haven. He managed to track down the sire of one of them and found out that he was accidentally embraced. Talking to Nines Rodriguez, it seems that there's been a rash of masquerade breaches, overfeeding, and just generally a lot of accidental embraces due to the propensity for the Anarchs to play nines in the desert outside the city. Byrick Ash and Jabril have been dispatched to investigate the site. Mark Zantz, you spoke to Louis Fortier. Vasil, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, sorry we're a little bit late tonight, but we super appreciate you, Vasil. We hope you haven't been awake too long waiting. How's it going, Imp? Mark Zantz, you spoke to Louis Fortier, who is quite dismayed with the vampire overpopulation and just lack of any sort of general order in the city, and has been asking for your backing and hopefully the backing of your coterie, given the status they have as the Slayers of Don Sebastian, to try to talk some sense into McNeil politically, who has actively blocked any sort of attempts to establish order in the city. He believes that vampires, that K-Knights naturally should strive towards more of a survival of the fittest mentality, and if some vampires get wiped out by hunters or diablerized by those younger than them, well then, such is the way of the wild. And so... What happened, Tom?
Oh, no, nothing.
Okay, then. So I will return to Mark Zantz for a bit. Mark, as you're leaving Louis' mansion, is there anything in particular that you would like to do tonight?
Anything in particular? Well, I've spoken to I've spoken to Louis. I think that was like my main objective for the night after getting some blood in me. So my plan is to hopefully meet up with my coterie at least, hopefully after they've caught at least one game of nines. So although understanding that I may not be able to catch up with them, considering I might have gone in a different direction.
Stands to reason. You went towards the nice side of town. They fucked off from town entirely. So then we'll pass the spotlight to them. Jabril and Byrick, you travel down the Interstate 110 till about the area that Arnie, the errant Bruja, described to you. 3 miles west of Interstate 110, that's what he said. That's where he said he was attacked, and his life and or death changed forever depending on how you want to look at it. As you begin to veer off the interstate, what do you do?
Well, I'm not driving. I don't know how.
Ah!
Didn't we establish the thing that Byrick's so lanky he has to sit in the back seat?
Yeah.
Unless it's a convertible.
I guess then he sticks his legs at the sunroof. What's up?
I still like to imagine him as like basically a pale Peter Steele. Sitting in the back with a cane.
That's probably a fair approximation. So, Xavier, you're the one that's driving, right?
Yes.
Okay. You reach the spot Arnie indicated. What are you going to do to prepare, if anything?
I'll make sure all my guns are loaded properly.
That fucker looks like Kevin Nash.
Who the fuck are you talking about?
Peter Steele.
No.
You're talking about the singer from Typo Negative, right?
I assume.
Yes.
I have no idea who Kevin
Yes.
Nash is, so...
He's a professional wrestler.
Gotcha.
Well, Peter
If
Steele's
you know
also.
what Peter Steele looks like, you know what Kevin Nash looks like.
My beard looks super patchy with the webcam, and I'm not sure why. There's hair there, I promise. Yeah, this is the 50s. I have to imagine still was fairly uncommon at this point. A lot of people probably still walked.
Yeah. I
And
assume
fire?
I have a enough to drive. Not even like today, where it's just like I can get around. It's just like I can go in straight and turn, maybe.
That's what. That's why you should get a chauffeur.
Unfortunately, I don't have one of those.
Bayek is really old.
Are you looking at the steering wheel and you're like, where are the reins?
So are you going to leave the car, or are you going to try and like go the distance on foot, or are you going to try to take it into the desert? Mazzy, how's it going?
No, yeah, like we'll get it as far as we can without too much difficulty.
Yeah, because we have something in the back that's going to be heavy to carry.
Okay. The desert in this area is still fairly rocky. It's not terribly bad. So you should be able to make it most, if not all, of the way in your car, should you decide to. And as you trundle away from the freeway, you come upon a scene like something out of a violent action movie. There's two cars sort of parked at odd angles, and you can see that the tires look like they've been torn to ribbons. Some of the windshield and the side windows have been smashed out. There are tire tracks that lead back to the freeway, probably at full speed. There are splotches of blood everywhere surrounding what seems to be a burned out oil drum that might have once held a fire. If you were to appraise the situation, you would see bottles of beer and perhaps discarded cigarette butts.
Yes, the telltale signs of vampires.
And you can as yet still see what might be the shape of bodies lying in the moonlight.
Well,
Then I guess we should go up, ask them to stop. If not, we just kill them.
let me go get my new toy from the back, and then we'll approach.
You're gonna pull up with him like, I heard we're playing a game.
Why was I not invited? Which one of you all forgot to invite me?
They all point at each other.
Okay, about how far away do you want to stow the car?
That is not up to me.
I'd say good like 100 yards.
Okay. So 100 yards away, you sort of pull the car into relative darkness as much as you can get in the open desert. Byrick, you grab the elephant gun from the back,
Quote-unquote elephant gun.
and you begin to make your way forward. How is your perception alertness, both of you?
Mine is 10. No, 9. Sorry, 9.
Okay.
Let's not be ridiculous.
5.
5. Digging the musketeer look, by which you're referring to the beard? I didn't know that was a musketeer thing, but thank you. I'm quite fond of it myself. Jabril, would you give me a roll, please, at a difficulty 7?
Oh, Daestra, the meme master.
Yeah, it's been a while since you've been here, buddy. Welcome back.
Oh. Hello, Daestra.
What was the question?
Oh, I'm waiting for a roll from Xavier.
Yeah. Ah! Fuck.
Was it the plague?
3.
3. All right, as you begin to advance, you naturally begin to scout the horizon. And the area you're moving upon seems very still. You don't hear any sounds coming down the wind. You don't sense any movement. This is a scene that's long since been deserted. Yeah, I don't take pictures of myself very often. I think I've got pictures that I sent to Raven when I went to the eye doctors recently, just asking her opinions on glasses, and maybe I'll do something with those. I don't know. They're not great.
Was the optometrist upset that you didn't have your shirt on while you're taking the photos?
What?
It's like, you're like, how does this one look?
Oh, gotcha. Well, we won't shun you because you're going to die of coronavirus, Daestra. I'm kidding, by the way. Statistically, you will be absolutely fine. So what do you do with that information?
Well, what do the bodies look like?
If you were to get close...
Oh, I thought we did.
I assumed you were still approaching. But
I'll approach.
Okay. As you get close, they are... How's your medicine roll? Do you have any whatsoever?
No. I deal with the opposite of medicine.
X, do you have medicine?
No, I do not have medicine.
Okay.
Cool.
So then
You're
what
an
you...
assassin.
I mean, yeah, but I'm the stabby kind, not the, like, here, drink this kind.
You should be able to do it all.
I am the Jeffrey Dahmer, not the Bill Cosby, okay?
I mean, there was another serial killer you could have gone with that was more appropriate, but okay, whatever.
I mean, there's Jack the Ripper. That one's just, like, wild. I was playing him in Syndicate.
As you approach the bodies, the smell will probably hit you more than anything else. They're in a... I would say middling state of decomposition. They haven't quite... rotted to the point of zombies, but there's definitely some flies buzzing around them, and you can see some maggots worming their way across what was once probably flesh that was horribly riddled with claw marks or otherwise gouged out. They look like either teenagers or adults of some kind. The decomposition is masking it at some point. And they've been lying here under the hot desert sun for days, weeks. But if you were to make a leap of intuition, this was probably where Arnie himself was attacked. I will tell you, Byrick, with your 9 dots in perception alertness, as soon as you move away far enough from the bodies to sense something else, the first thing that catches your nose is the faint scent of vitae on the wind.
Like vampiric vitae?
Yes.
I mean, yeah. Changeling vitae.
Alright, so then... If it's on the wind, then if we go towards or counter to where the wind is going, we should find where that blood source is coming from.
Yes.
Yes.
Then I'll start walking that way.
Okay.
I will follow.
You begin making your way in the direction of the breeze, the scent growing stronger. and stronger. Did you bring any flashlights with you right now, or are you just kind of relying on the moon itself?
I can see in the dark.
I brought my lantern, my oil lantern.
I'm 100% fine with that if you really feel like that's something Byrick would do.
No, I don't. No, funny, but no.
It's like, I don't trust electricity. It's too violent.
As I load my Lottie.
You approach wide, flat scrubland. And Xavier, since you're seeing in the dark,
Yes.
well, okay, you're not fully seeing in the dark, but you have higher senses. It's not like infravision where it's black and white. You would probably notice them first. There are big, wide, dark splotches that seem to stain the ground, seem to stain the rock formations for about as far as you can perceive. There are spent shell cases littering the rocky ground at the moment. And both of you in the distance, sort of propped against this rocky, I think a promontory is something that actually sticks out into the ocean. My geographical vocabulary is not what it should be, perhaps. But sort of thrown up against the base of a rock formation appears to be some sort of oblong bundle.
Oblong bundle.
The oblong?
Well then. I'll look to Ash and say, well, looks like this is the area that they've been enjoying themselves.
Indeed, it looks like it. Well, I'll approach the oblong bundle.
Okay. As you get closer and the moonlight illuminates it, you can see what appears to be a pair of human feet sticking out from one end. He is covered in some kind of multicolored cloth, and it seems to be just sort of flapping every once in a while in the breeze.
Jacob and the Technicolor coat?
You should lift up the flaps.
Should be careful when you say that. It'd be dangerous.
You perhaps spread apart the flaps?
Yes, I need to spread them as wide as possible. I need full view. What lies beneath the flaps?
Well, first, as you raise the tarp that's covering this body, it appears to be an old, tattered flag, but maybe not one you would recognize. How's Jabril's academics?
1.
Yeah, I don't think you would have any reason to know what this is. It looks like an Italian flag. The 3 bars of colors, green, white, red. However, there is very clearly a Virgin Guadalupe on it, and underneath her, what looks like the Mexican eagle. Written in yellow, in Spanish, are the words, Viva Cristo Rey y Nuestra Señora de Guadalupe.
Some kind of terrorist cell.
Underneath this tattered, dirty flag is the body of what looks like a young Hispanic man. Very, very, very dead. He's got major bullet holes just blown through him. And you can see a chunk of his neck is missing. Doesn't appear to be much blood around the body where it lies now. The fact that he has not dissolved into ash in this time should point out to you that he is not kindred. However, without any knowledge of medicine, you would have no idea exactly what killed him.
Well, he's left out in the sun.
Well, we can assume that that he got the suck, and then they try to cover up by shooting the body.
This is true.
And then covering it.
You do know 2 people who can speak to the dead.
I can speak
Technically, yes, 2 people.
I can speak to the dead. They just don't speak back to me.
You know 2 people that can communicate with the dead. One of them is not Carlo Martino.
All right.
It's weirdly useful having a backup necromancer in the party. Didn't expect that to come to that, but I'm glad you're here. Like, I figure I at least have you or Adam, because I'm stacking a lot of plot hooks onto Adam's character that I really hope get resolved before we finish. But I was like, if he's not here, Josh is here. And then I found out that you were running late, and I was like, fuck.
I'm essential.
You are essential personnel, Josh.
They still wanted to know which one of us was not deemed essential according to Texas law. I will not say, you'll have to guess. Out of the 5 current core CAFCON members, who is not essential?
Which,
at least economically speaking, according to our city's government.
Which, I mean, really the question is, out of the 5 core CAFCON members, which one can't be exploited for economic gain?
Basically.
Again.
Technically, I don't think I need the whole body, but I'm sure the whole body might help.
Oh,
right. I only need a little piece of it. Perhaps a pinky finger or an eyeball. I gotta get Adam to teach me how to do the whole Eye of the Dead thing.
Well, the smell of Vitae doesn't end here, right? We should go keep following the trail of the blood.
I'm glad you're enjoying it, Yusuf. In all sincerity, that is very useful feedback to me, and I appreciate that.
X, why the fuck are you drinking out of a fucking big old beer mug?
Because I didn't want to keep going back and forth for water. And so I was just like, oh yeah, I got this. I'm just going to fill it up with water. And I'm already down to like...
You have a problem, Xavier.
You've been drinking water your whole life. It's time to stop. No worries, Vasil. I think we're mostly just messing around anyway.
Now I'm out of water.
We are, but I also think we don't openly advertise where our employment is for privacy reasons. What little we choose to hold on to.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as they're water, Daestra, don't refill them with the thing that comes out.
At least I think they're water. I mean, if you drink enough water, right, it's gonna come up pretty clear. So you can just refill
that does not make it water.
Infinite water.
That's not how that works. Is anyone else's chat fucked up?
No.
Mine seems to be working.
Why?
Mine,
you have it?
Mine just keeps like scrolling beyond the webpage and I can't scroll down. I can't even type in it anymore.
What?
Try refreshing it, I guess. I read chat directly off of OBS, so I'm seeing it as the audience sees it.
That's what I've been reduced to.
So one thing to note is that there's not exactly a trail of blood here. Mm-hmm. It's just a fucking mess in all directions. Now, is there something that you're looking for or that you think you'd like to find that might help?
Is it like a pile of just the cartridges, or is there like a trail that leads off somewhere? Are there things in the sand? Because I'm good at finding people through sand.
It's almost some kind of specialty.
This is going to be a fun one. Why don't both of you give me a perception firearms difficulty 8. And I'm going to ask you to roll Mr. Byrakash, because I'm sure yours is astronomical.
What was it? Perception firearms?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
One, two, three, four. I also got 5.
Okay. So, as you're looking around, most of the spent ammunition appears to be pretty common street-level stuff that you could probably just buy on the corner somewhere.
Get on my level.
But every once in a while, as you're just sort of looking around, surveying the scene, one of these things is not like the other. Some of the spent bullets look like they might come from like a World War I pistol or something. It's sort of an older model. Maybe... You got 5 successes, Jabril?
Yes.
How'd you do, Byrick?
I also got 5.
Chaz messed up the sink? What did
Mine is it leaking?
No, with your you didn't wear a black tank top.
Oh.
So.
Don't scare me like that, man. I have daily aneurysms over our technical problems. Like, if audio or video goes out the window, I feel like crap about it all week. Okay. Yeah, there's like strangely old bullets casings on the ground. Not ancient. We're not talking like. We're not talking like Civil War stuff.
Mesopotamian bullets.
You find one of those Greek sling stones that has "Catch This" written on it.
I've seen Fate Grand Order. I know the Mesopotamians had guns.
Again, they're not very common. Like, maybe 1 bullet out of every 15. Maybe 1 out of every 20.
Are they black powder cartridges?
No, they're still bullets.
Well, I mean, the
Barretts.
still same thing. Just one tends to not be mass produced outside of someone's home.
You know what? They might be.
Oh, that's. And that someone's packing a revolver.
Then we're gonna have to
Or
revolve
Winchester.
out of this life cycle. Yeah. All right, let's go fuck some bitches.
Did you see Daestra's comment, Xavier?
Yes, it would be irresponsible. My hoes need to sleep. Unless you're referring to me as the product. And I can only say I wish I'd be making so much more money.
So what happens? You tell me.
We were following this. We were continuing the hunt.
Okay. So then I will ask you, as I asked Xavier, Byrick Ash, are you looking for anything in particular that you think might help?
Well, my alertness specialty says I'm good at eavesdropping, so I'm probably listening intently.
Okay.
To everything that happens.
In that case, it's a very quiet scene tonight. You're really not picking up anything besides the wind. Maybe a coyote in the distance.
What about my elf ears?
Your elf ears...
As a joke.
Your elf ears are listening to The Fall of Gondolin on Audible.
I was gonna say his elf ears pick up the call to the Silver Shores, calling him back to the elfin homeland across the sea.
I'm not going to the Grey Havens tonight!
Well, what about the jelly bean jar?
Back into the jelly bean jar you go.
Let's hope not. I would rather not have one of CAFCON's iconic characters die every chronicle.
Don't worry, I won't die that easily.
Yeah, I know.
You
But
will die, just not that easily. It will somehow be blamed on me.
Somehow! I only held the axe and used it, but somehow you're gonna blame me for it.
Okay, maybe that one was direct. However, Sally was less so.
I was only in full possession of an NPC's actions.
It wasn't my NPC. I was just following orders. Alright. It's quiet nights. Shells are expended. Should we just wait for them? Did we set up an ambush? Is this like an area where they come to a lot, or is this like they did it here tonight? How many expended cartridges are here?
1, innumerable. 2, you don't know that. And 3, these bloodstains look like they're pretty old. As I said, Arnie's little party area, they've been deteriorating for a while.
What about the body?
The body underneath the flag?
Yeah.
He's probably been a little bit more protected from the elements than the others, but it looks like, yeah, he's been out here for at least a week or 2.
Oh, that fucker would have been ate by vultures by now. Or at least mostly eaten.
This is still the South. Technically. We got the buzzards.
Well, I think the only option we have is to follow our nose.
Wherever it goes. I mean, yeah, but where does our nose go?
I assume we were just following it. We don't know where it takes us.
Well, so again, the smell of Vitae just comes from this large circular-ish area where the game actually happened, and these guys splattered each other's blood against the rocks. But as far as like a clear direction, you're not really picking up a trail or anything.
Alright, is this very flat, or are there hills?
It's pretty flat.
Perhaps?
As I described, it's pretty flat.
Okay. So, no, I don't think they'd have bonfires, or would they?
No.
Like, I get it, right? Like, you fire bad, but also, like, what else? What other kind of... Are you gonna bring, like, a generator and haul it to the middle of the desert? Or... Because, like, they still can't see in the dark, despite being night predators.
What do you...
Thank you, evolution.
What are you looking for a fire for? Because there was one back at Arnie's camp.
Yes. So, well, because if there was a fire there, that means if they're doing it again, there could be a fire somewhere else. And that'd be easier to spot.
I mean, at this point, especially with Byric's ears, you would hear gunshots going off in the distance.
Mm-hmm. Well, now we come to the next obstacle. Do we tell the police or not?
I couldn't care less.
That seems like a potential masquerade breach.
That is a potential masquerade breach. Ugh. Should do something with these bodies, though.
Like I say, you know 2 necromancers.
Yeah, but they might just be like, hey, some assholes dragged me out to the fucking desert and shot me up. Alright,
Well, Vasil has decided for us.
no police, okay. So we take their bodies and we drop them off in the fucking piers or something. That'll look like mass suicide. It's the 1950s, they'll never get it right.
It's true. If we just put them in a building and light on fire, hey, they'll never be able to figure out what caused it.
This is true. It's the LAPD.
Is there a Chinese Samedi in the canon? Not one that I'm familiar with, but I mean, you can have whatever you want in your games.
Is there a joke you want to make?
Oh, I think I see where he's going with this.
All right. Well, shit.
We have wasted our time, and my night is ruined.
You say as you despondently look at your big gun.
We might
Just
be
look
able
at
to
Jabril and
end
be like, I'm
something
gonna
like
have to shoot something.
It's like the Muramasa. Every time I bring it out, it has to feed on blood.
Ha 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 ha. No, the Chinese got the Wan Kui.
Actually, how do I say this without it sounding weird? Not all Asians become Wan Kui. Okay, they can still be embraced as vampires in canon.
I mean, you're right, but if they're in China, like...
As of V5 canon, the Camarilla has been making inroads into Asia. Like, I think Kyoto's a Camarilla city now. Or Tokyo is.
Kyoto.
Yo!
Tokyo seems to make more sense.
Kyoto.
I have to check the Camarilla book again. Now, to be fair, that's probably just because New White Wolf doesn't want to deal with the Wan Kui, but they're there.
We're sorry for people who think our Asian vampires are racist. We solved the problem when we made them all Chinese.
We wanted them to be more all-inclusive, so instead of having the name be more than one Asian dialect, we just made them all Chinese.
We know the reasoning, but we cannot help but laugh at the implication.
Alright. Let's, oh shit. You want to go back empty-handed?
I'm telling you, man, just bring me that dead body with the flag.
I feel like he was just an innocent bystander.
He has the interesting note attached to him.
Okay.
I am not going to lift it. I'm already carrying something.
I will attempt to carry him and grab him through the flag.
Okay,
I
so
mean, he probably has a good whole like handle by now.
I feel like he'd also be significantly lighter. You know, he's decomposed a bit. There's not so many gases in the body. He's missing huge chunks of his flesh. It's not very hard, especially for you. You can just throw him over your shoulder if you wish.
Yeah.
Especially not with your potents.
I only have one dot. But yeah, I'm significantly beefier than the average Middle Eastern man.
Okay, so you're gonna throw Flag Guy in the trunk, right? I'm assuming?
Yep.
And then just cuddle him up next to the elephant gun?
Just,
No, I'm keeping it clean.
You just get the body and just...
And away we go.
Okay. Where to?
Well, we should probably go.
I'm going to say at this point it's probably about maybe 2 in the morning.
Let's go to a payphone and ask about the whereabouts of Mr. Zantz.
What is the chance I meet them out on the road there?
Where are you headed?
Well, my plan was to head out to the desert after we... Because we were together when we decided what was going to happen, so I'm assuming we would have told each other where we were going.
Alright, that's pretty fair.
And we did stop by my library first before heading out.
Also very fair. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Josh. Give me a percentile roll.
Actually, yeah, I'm not sure if
42.
42. 1956, Daestra, is this chapter. With a 42, you get to decide. Do you meet them on the road, or do you meet them at the scene before they leave?
I'll say the scene before they leave.
Okay. So as you are bringing the guy with the flag back to the car, you see another pair of headlights start rolling off of the interstate in your direction.
I will be on alert because I don't want police going that way.
Byrakash aims the elephant gun.
Well,
My night wasn't wasted after all.
I think you're going to realize that the police aren't driving a 1925 Rolls-Royce Phantom.
Yes, as soon as we see the vehicle itself, it's like, oh, it's just a ridiculously rich friend.
And I'm sad again.
As I step out of it,
gun.
as I just kind of step out of the car, slam the door.
Is Virginia with you?
I'll say yes.
Okay.
I'll have her wait in the car. Well, gentlemen, what did we find?
Well, we have found a lot of shells, a lot of blood, and this one particularly dead body. As I open the trunk.
So I'm assuming when they open the trunk and I see it, I can probably read what's written in Spanish. Do you want me to roll the academics as well?
How old was Mark when he was embraced?
I believe he was 19. I have it written on my character sheet. 19.
And you were embraced in 44?
In 44? No, I was embraced 1922.
Yeah, because remember?
Okay. I'll give it...
caused the Great Depression.
Right. I'll... Give me intelligence academics at a difficulty 8.
Almost all my dice. 4.
4 successes?
Yes.
Okay. So you actually know what this is. I guess after you tanked the economy, you sort of started keeping tabs on foreign affairs. The flag that's currently draping the body is a Cristero flag. The Cristero Revolution happened in Mexico from 1926 to 1929, and essentially, in the 1917 Constitution of Mexico, there were a lot of articles that were taken as being very secular, very anti-clerical, and the very strongly Catholic population of Mexico was having none of it. So there was a violent revolution that took place within central to western Mexico, and this was the flag the revolutionaries used.
So
Now,
this man's a revolutionary. I'm going to see if I can communicate with him.
hang on. How about an intelligence streetwise now?
I have that as well. Not nearly as many. As difficulty 6.
Why not?
3.
3. So, do you have any medicine, by the way?
No.
Okay. So you
But
can't...
I do have 5 dots of
Maybe a bit,
intelligence if you want me to make some general conclusions.
Okay. The body, decomposed as does look like he might have been a young kid. Maybe even a teenager. Now, he could have been a revolutionary, maybe, but as I said, the fact that he's not Ash right now implies heavily that he was not a vampire. V5 diff 8, you must be a god, yeah.
Not even Kane gets to roll that many dice. And
No, you do. You can still get up to 10. Anyway.
let's say V5 Kane can probably get killed by a V20 new werewolf.
Josh, they're just different games, okay?
It's like apples to oranges, except if the oranges were just bad apples.
What were you about to say, Chaz?
Okay. With your success on the streetwise roll, about 10 or so years ago, maybe 16, I think it did happen in actually 1940s, there was an old Spanish mission in L.A., Mission San Fernando Rey de España, that became a museum for artifacts of the Cristero Revolution.
Okay, so he might have gotten it from the museum.
It's possible.
So I'm going to activate my death sight. I will become a witness of death.
Okay, I believe Death Sight allows you to perceive ghosts.
Yes, and I need that before I can communicate with them.
Okay.
And that is 3 successes.
Okay. With 3 successes, you don't immediately perceive any ghosts in the area, but that doesn't mean you can't call one up. You have attuned your senses to the Shadowlands, and suddenly, as you reopen your eyes, as the Vitae kicks through your system, some of the color seems to drain out of the world a little bit. Everything seems to look
What's wrong, X?
a bit more cracked, a bit more dilapidated. The scant vegetation seems more gray, more limp.
So I don't see any souls in the immediate area.
Not immediately, no.
Okay, I'm going to look through this guy's wallet.
Okay. My notes are on this page. As you look through his wallet, you see he's got $6 on him, which fairly respectable in the 50s, still not a fortune. He's got an immigration green card with the name Francisco Jimenez. He's age 17. Now, green cards of this era, they don't have an address on them.
Okay.
And inside the wallet, there's a scrap of paper. Looks like it might have been torn off of a larger notepad. And just scribbled very quickly with a cheap pen that skips every once in a while. You can clearly see the words, El Serpiente.
El Serpente. The serpent.
Oh god. Are we dealing with snake people?
It's the goddamn, what are they called?
No.
I was trying to think of the new name. I know the old name.
Oh, the Ministry?
Yeah. Al Jorgensen's behind this.
I mean, I think at this point they're still the followers of Set, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. In the 50s, yeah. So I'm gonna hold on to the flag. Now that I know his name, I meet the requirements. And I'm going to summon his soul. Manipulation occult. And because I have his body here, and because I'm assuming this flag might have some kind of sentimental value, but I only need the body to go at a -1 difficulty for the world. So I'm doing this at a difficulty 6.
5.
7 successes.
7 successes. All right,
So I call upon the soul of Francisco Jimenez to come before me.
And like 7 people show up. And I'm like, okay.
Damn it, I forgot I'm in California.
Yes.
As you speak the words, as you intone the ritual, there's sort of this secondary image of Francisco that appears over the body. And like like Dracula in one of the old movies, he slowly rises to his feet as this phantom image, this spirit begins to animate. He opens these very weary-looking eyes, and you can see there's still holes torn through this wraith that appears before you. He opens his eyes, he blinks, looks around to get his bearings, he looks at his body on the ground, looks up at you. Señor Jesus? Dios mío, it's the rapture!
I'm going to speak to him in Spanish.
Okay.
I will say, no, hermano. It is not the rapture, but you have met with a terrible fate.
You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?
I hear the Song of Storms for some reason.
Song of Healing.
I mean, he could be hearing the Song of Storms. I don't know what it's doing there.
Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo.
Terrible fate. Yeah, those pendejos fucking drank me.
Ew, gross.
And that's exactly what I'm here to rectify. I need to make those men who did this to you pay.
He sort of seems speechless at the moment. He looks almost like he's conflicted. He'll open and close his mouth a bit as if he's trying to form words, but it doesn't. It's from Majora's Mask, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but he sort of, again, he looks very conflicted. He tries to form words, but they don't seem to come.
I understand this is very hard for you to take in. You were ambushed by something that's a part of this world that you were not aware of. And I'm sorry for that.
Not aware of. I've been hanging out with vampires for weeks. I just didn't expect them to turn on me.
No, well that happens. Okay, I'm gonna cut the bullshit right now.
Alright, let's just cut the crap.
Tell me what happened.
¿Cómo se dice in English?
We're speaking to him in Spanish.
Oh, right.
We'll just pretend we're translating Spanish to each other, Chase.
Gotcha.
As I'm assuming as Jabril and Byrick look on, as I'm just speaking Spanish to a dead body.
No, Mark is speaking Spanish, the spirit's speaking English.
What do they call it when they give you blood, right? It makes you strong?
Yes. We have a term for that. Ghouling? No.
Okay, so for a while I was doing favors for my friend Pedro. He apparently fell in with one of these vampire gangs, and they started doing this. They have these gunfights for fun. And I could join in because, what the hell, ever since I had the blood, I mean, and he sort of motions to the bullet holes in his body. I've been a little bit harder to put down. I think he gave me a power or something. I'm not... little hazy.
Fortitude, keep going.
So anyway, the gunfight was going on just fine, and then before I know it, Pedro jumps on me. He's got his fangs out. He looks worse than I do. And everything just sort of goes black from there.
Well, that's what happens when you fuck with vampires.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, now I'm fucking with ghosts, so it doesn't seem like... I guess I'm in this for a while, huh?
No. Say hello to my friend for me.
Who's your friend?
Jack Parsons.
If-
If you meet a man obsessed with rockets, tell him Zan sent you.
I'll see if I can do that. I've been hanging out with some gangs. They call themselves renegades. They're okay people.
So this friend Pedro of yours, where does he typically hang out?
Pedro lives in El Hermandad.
Am I familiar with where that is?
How's your politics?
That's a rhetorical question when you're asking a Ventru. But yes, I have 3 dots.
Okay. El Hermandad is Salvador Garcia's territory.
Okay. That complicates things.
Does it though?
Yes, you heard that correctly, Daestra. One of my allies is the ghost of Jack Parsons. I have his wedding ring as my fetter. To the wedding ring from when he was married to the woman that L. Ron Hubbard ran off with. I'm gonna ask him where he got the flag from.
He looks down. Where do you have the flag currently? Is it just next to his body?
Yeah, well, I was probably holding it when I summoned him.
Okay.
One hand on the flag, one hand on his body.
So he looks at the flag, and like it sort of dawns on him like he's seeing it for the first time. He just shrugs. No sé. Not mine. This other guy had it. Long hair. I think he was Mexican, built like a brick shithouse, you know? I guess he threw it on me after I died. I appreciate it, but I don't know anything about it. Looks like from Mexico.
Can I think of anybody from his description?
Probably about 100 people. You're
okay. Do you know the names of any other of these friends who did this to you?
No, Pedro kind of kept me away from everybody else, minus tonight. Usually the other vampires he hung out with, I never really talked to, except El Serpente. He made me get a hold of him. He's the one, I guess, who organizes these.
Describe this El Serpente to me. Also, does that trigger anything political-wise about players in the city?
No. It's nobody important that you realize. You see him sort of pinch the bridge of his nose. Oh, shit. Ever since I died, it's so hard to remember things. Let me think for a second. He looked like one of those old, like the Zoot suiters from back in the day. Really clean-shaven, but thick mustache, short hair. Very, very perfectly combed.
Was he also near Ermendad?
That's where I found them, but I can't remember an address.
Okay. Well, this has been enlightening. Thank you. I'm going to go kill those men now.
So, do you know how I get to heaven now? Because I'm kind of stuck down there and it sucks.
Oh, buddy.
Heaven. I'm not totally sure that place is real, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
If heaven was real, we wouldn't be here.
I don't know.
Or maybe God left a long time ago.
Some people down there are still convinced.
Yeah, ask them how long they've been there.
One day.
I don't know if I can dismiss him, but I'll go ahead and just
Yeah.
get up and leave, I guess, if there's no just turning off the death site.
The ritual is over. I
Go home.
But you no longer have to talk to me anymore.
I'm sure you have some method of like, all right, we're done here.
Yeah, I'm sure I just kind of flick the air and
I
mist
mean,
away.
the Giovanni invented this, right? They're not just gonna keep around a ghost that they're done talking to, unless they need him later. Spend a willpower? Is that true?
Well, it says once a ghost is summoned, it may not deliberately move out of sight of the vampire. It can't take any other actions, including a direct attack. The vampire's player may spend a willpower point to dismiss the ghost at any time unless he rolled a botch. Otherwise, at the end of the scene, shadows engulf the spirit once more and return it to its original location.
Okay.
Nah.
All right, see ya. No, it was nice talking to you.
Yeah, basically.
All right. Good enough.
So I'm
So
going to turn to Jabril and Byrick. And I'll tell them, well, he told me that he was friends with a vampire named Pedro, who seems to live at the Hermandad, which is Salvador's territory. He said a man named El Serpente is the one putting together these little get-togethers.
Yeah. So we should find this serpent and do what you usually do with the serpent and chop its head off.
Xance would pay somebody to play it. No kidding.
There's a real person from this era I would totally want Xance to Ghoul, but it would be offensive to their memory. When on the topic of he would totally get somebody else to do stuff for.
Who is it?
Because I imagine Zan's would be like, I need somebody to protect me from a lot of the fucked up things that keep happening to me when I'm caught unaware. And if I'm hanging around people in Hollywood, there's a very famous war hero who's also an actor.
Oh, Audie
And
Murphy?
it's natural, yes. And if you want a badass ghoul slash neonate to have on your side, it seems like Audie Murphy would be the kick-ass person to have.
The fucking guy that had to tone down his own life story because he thought nobody would believe it?
Yes.
There's also Sir Christopher Lee.
I
In
guess
his
there's...
prime.
He's not in Hollywood, though, is he? He wasn't Hammer Films, wasn't he?
That's... I think you're like 20 years removed from that.
Oh, what, the Hammer Films?
Yeah.
But he's alive and kicking.
I could have Dracula himself. I'll just wait until I can get Gary Oldman. And then I can have Dracula and Saruman.
Ooh.
Just embrace everybody who's ever played Dracula. I'm a Malkavian, I can't pull that off. I'm not a Malkavian, I cannot pull that off.
Oh
Yeah.
man, you can also get the guy who looks like Orlando Bloom. Alright.
1960, says Yusuf. Okay, so you're about 4 years away from the first... what was it, Horror of Dracula? What was the
I
first
think
one?
so.
Which means that's when it premiered, which means it was being filmed prior.
In 1959.
I mean, considering production at the time, I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, they used to hammer those films out a lot faster than they... It's interesting to see how old Hollywood worked. That's why I really like that movie Hail Caesar. As well as Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But yes, I will tell them. And I'm also assuming it's getting late, so we're probably going to have to do that tomorrow.
Like I said, it's about 2 in the morning.
How many more hours of night do we have?
I usually have sunrise happen at like 6 in the morning.
Well, it depends on the season.
Well, Byrick, would you still like a chance to use your big gun? I say, pointing at the elephant gun in his hand.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, I believe we have a house to invade.
I'm experienced in this.
Let's go
Do you recall that time like a few years ago? Killed so many of them much faster with this gun.
No, I wouldn't have.
I like to imagine Byrick just plays billiards. Just lines it up and see how many he can get in one shot. My personal best is 15.
Oh,
The nursery never knew it hit it.
Old man with oxygen tank and corner sewage.
I like to imagine that Byrick is like Thanos, where he purposely has Ghost Rider use the pen and stare on him so he can relive all the horrible things he's done.
It's like, oh yes.
Just, that was hilarious. They all deserved it.
Don't worry, Daestra. It's not really an elephant gun. It's way worse.
It's just colloquially known as an elephant gun.
Yes.
It is actually way worse. They can shoot down planes.
It wasn't originally intended for that. It was meant to shoot out tanks.
And then the tanks got stronger. But the planes didn't.
So, I say we head to El Hermandad.
So here's the thing. El Hermandad is a neighborhood. It's
Yes.
several blocks of East LA. Just making sure you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, are you asking, like, how are we going to go about this? 'Cause
Exactly,
if there's
basically.
Yes.
If there's anybody up at 3 a.m., they're up to no good. And if they're trying to make trouble in their neighborhood, we're going to beat their ass.
We'll get into more than one little fight.
I'm going to, before I dismiss Mr. Jimenez, I'm going to ask him for a physical description of Pedro. As we have yet to leave the scene.
Okay. So he is about 18, rather lanky, with close-cropped black hair. Usually dresses in typical unskilled laborers fashion. So I'm not quite sure what that would be in the 50s. Probably
Dickies
like
and a flannel shirt. Got it.
basically.
Hasn't changed in 50 years. 60, almost 70 at this point.
Really?
The 1950s?
What?
It's currently 2020. Like the whole typical Mexican, like you look at old photos of freaking what's his name, Cesar Chavez, the brown work pants and a red flannel shirt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hell, my uncle still wears that to work.
Hey, it just works.
But how pointy are the boots?
They haven't gotten peak pointiness yet. That's not for another 60
And see, here's the
years.
thing: they haven't needed a hot pencils yet. So...
Jesus, Xavier. Fucking Christ, man.
Are kidding there for stirrups
And for dancing.
and for dancing.
I wonder how many people listening to that know what we're talking. The stupid fucking pointy shoes that are so long you can literally use them as handlebars.
I've seen those before.
But for the people in Bulgaria, do you know what we're talking about? Because it's stupid.
It is fairly stupid.
Those of you in Canada, Bulgaria, England, Ireland.
And other godforsaken places.
Yeah, now that we have a description, I guess we're going to go cruising. Whose car are we taking?
Not mine.
I mean, I guess I have to take this one back at some point. But...
Well, if you want, we can go in your car, and I can have my chauffeur in Virginia take my car back home.
Okay, yeah. We'll go in the inconspicuous mobile.
I was gonna let's not take the Rolls-Royce Phantom.
Into the poor part of the neighborhood. Oh.
Vasil missed what you were talking about. Do you care to describe it more in detail?
No, I'm saying people in other countries probably don't know what we're talking about. I'll post a picture of it in Discord.
There's for those of you that are not in our Discord, you really should be, but there's a fashion trend that it seems to be like predominantly a Mexico thing, where people
like northern Mexico, I think, specifically.
People like to wear these boots with these very, very long, like, pointed toes. And some of them are literally so long, like, I've seen them come up to the knees, if not higher.
I posted a picture, and that's mild by comparison to some of them.
Those have to be for, like, memes, right?
I would like to believe that, but there's so many.
How many times have I opened my Steam link trying to open Discord, I wonder?
Nice. Smurf is here.
Holy shit, Jay, how's it going?
Hello.
Been a while, my dude.
No JRPG enemy.
I'm sorry for doing this. I found a really ridiculous one, but 9-gag one.
Oh yeah, I found a lot of ridiculous ones.
Did you post in the front lobby?
I'm putting it in the pre-stream chat room.
Ah, okay.
Oh my god.
Did you see them?
Yeah.
The ones I put?
Yeah, I saw
Those
those.
are the ones I'm talking about, because those are the ones that literally go all the way up to the waist.
Behold, the court jester mariachis.
Like, those can't be fun to wear, right? You'd have to bang that shit constantly wherever you went, get them stuck on bar stools.
Well, you only wore them when you were going out. You probably had to put them in the back of your fucking pickup truck. But anyways, yeah, let's go to the Mexican neighborhood now.
Okay.
Oh, I assure you, Daestra, those aren't satire. I saw people wear those. That was the peak of that was when the CAFCON members were in high school.
I should hope, right? Because if that gets any worse, they're just gonna be going around on like.
They're gonna
just gonna
have. They're gonna have what are those called? Those fucking gyro wheels.
Yeah, they're gonna have like you're gonna have to wheel them around.
So, you're taking Jabril's car to El Hermandad.
Yes.
What's actually the plan? Are you just going to drive around and look for somebody that fits the description?
Well, there's not a lot of Mexicans that are built like a brick shit house. I mean, they are built, but they're short, stocky people.
Well, can I use politics to try to gather where El Salvador's gangs typically hang out?
Yeah, give me the roll. Intelligence politics, or I'll also take streetwise, if that helps. Which I don't think it would.
5 successes.
5 successes. Let's see what LA by Night has to say.
No boy, are we about to kill a named character in the book?
I mean, that's entirely up to you guys. I don't usually try to put canon characters in the way of your wrath, specifically for that reason, but...
You just have to pull an Assassin's Creed and put them in front of us at the moment they're supposed to die.
That's kind of the track that I've taken with just GMing in general. I have a rule: you never introduce an NPC to the party unless you're prepared for it to die. It is fucking waylaid far less campaign since I started doing that.
DCC rules: never put an NPC in front of somebody unless you're willing to let them die.
Where are you, Sal? Okay.
El Salvador. Is El Salvador the one where his picture basically looks like Cesar Chavez in the book? Like Cesar Chavez with a mustache?
No, not in the one I'm using, but at the same point, you might just be referring to a different book, which is entirely possible.
Okay, yeah. I think I know who that is.
Oh, I think it's Victor Gerard is the one you're referring to, maybe. But he's from
It might
Chicago.
be.
No, I still have all 7.
You mean 7 out of 9?
Oh yeah, I still have all 9. I'm sorry, I haven't lost one.
So, Salvador usually he has various havens throughout the neighborhood. He usually rooms with members of his gang. How's your politics roll?
Oh, I got 5. Did I say 5? I forget how many successes I got.
We'll say 5.
I think it might have been 4.
It's fine. We'll say maybe you've heard from Louis or somewhere where he's bedding down these nights, and he's got a particular favorite place that he's been hanging out for about a week or so.
Then we're going to head in that general direction.
Okay. Then you move in that direction. The place where Salvador's been staying is a rather squat, maybe 2 or 3 room house at the center of the neighborhood. Fairly nondescript, surrounded by a chain link fence, but otherwise a fairly normal house that you might walk past and not think about twice. Exactly the way Salvador likes it.
So who's going to knock on the door?
I suppose I will.
It's the gentlemanly thing to do.
Knock knock.
Alright, so you make your way past the chain link fence. There's some sort of dog. Maybe you're not quite sure if it's a Doberman or can't quite put it together, but in the darkness it growls, and then as you meet its eyes, it just sort of backs away slowly, sensing an alpha predator.
Well, let's be honest, Chaz. It's either a pit bull or a chihuahua.
Oh, good.
I know my people.
He's
It's not racist. It's not racist if he does it.
I literally have a chihuahua mix sleeping next to me.
Well, Spotty's super cool, though.
He's part rat terrier.
All right.
Emphasis on rap.
The door swings open, and there is maybe a mid-50s woman, sort of hunched a little bit in a house dress, graying salt and pepper hair. She looks up at you. Can I help you? In Spanish?
Is that when you're like Zants?
Well, I can speak to her in Spanish. I do have Spanish. And so, yes. We're looking for Salvador, right?
Salvador or Pedro, preferably. Well, I think we're more looking for Pedro or El Serpente.
Yeah. We are looking for a very large man.
I guess if you want to look for Salvador, we can go to him too.
I mean, I just don't want to step on his toes. We'll say sorry.
She sort of like cocks her head quizzically as you ask for a large man.
¿Dónde está El Salvador?
Are you saying that in character or just making a joke?
No, I'm saying that in character.
No, Pedro was the short one.
Oh.
He wasn't short. He had short hair, lanky build, I believe.
Okay, then I'll change what I said. I'm looking for a short, lanky man named Pedro. That's probably, I don't know how hard that is to find in this day and age.
Lo siento, señor. No Pedro here.
No Pedro here. Well, do you know where somebody might be, or do you know where anybody would be gathering in this neighborhood at this time? Perhaps some loud teenagers?
She sort of narrows her eyes. I'm sorry, senor. I can't help you. And she'll try to like close the door.
I'm just gonna be kind of looking from like I'm assuming I'm sitting in the front passenger seat because Buyer Cash takes up the whole back seat. And this is the point where I'm gonna get out of the car and con permiso, señora.
She'll pull open the door again. Yes?
We are friends of El Salvador. We happen to be looking for one of his associates.
So as you say Salvador, her eyes sort of widen a little bit. Can I get a charisma empathy from you?
Do you want charisma or manipulation?
Your choice.
Well, actually, they're the same amount of dots, but does this invoke my specialty of gaining trust?
Yes, it does.
10's count as 2. 2, 3, 4. 5 successes.
5 successes. Okay. Wow. You were saying?
Oh, I'm telling her that we're friends of Salvador, one of his associates.
Sí, un momento. And she'll sort of close the door. A minute passes. 2 minutes pass. What do you do as you wait?
I fire at the door.
Please
God.
After about the 3rd minute passes, there's a click of the doorknob. It pulls open again. And you see the old woman sort of nod, please come in. And you are led into a very immaculately clean living room. There's all sorts of like family pictures and religious iconography lining the walls. Very, very nice, plush, brand new furniture in the living room. Almost like something you might see in your own house, Mark. Not quite the very same quality. I imagine there's a certain amount of bourgeoisie, but for like really practical, really nice furniture, this place is loaded with it. Probably better stuff than you would imagine a house in this neighborhood to have.
It's probably the kind of stuff Mark Zantz prefers. If anything, I imagine Mark Zantz has a gaudy mansion, not because he cares about appearances, but because that's what attracts the kind of prey he requires.
Entirely makes sense.
Behold all the gold filigree and other stupid things I spent my money on. merely to impress you so I could feed off of your blood. But when we're about to go inside, I'll try to beckon Byrick to come with us.
Oh, okay. Yusuf, it ain't a 4.54. Try 20 millimeter.
The old woman will lead you to the kitchen, and she'll pull open what looks like a pantry door, and as she does so, you can hear classic 1950s rock and roll streaming from a set of stairs that lead down into a basement.
Oh man, did we get Elvis?
I'm just imagining 12 o'clock rock around the clock.
Sure. My head was leaning towards Chubby Checker, but I don't know if that's actually 50s. That might be earlier.
Well, what is it? Rock Around the Clock is allegedly the first rock and roll song. But I'm trying to remember the song that actually... There's two songs that actually predate that qualify as the first rock and roll song. God, what were they called? One was by a woman, one was by a man. And I know the one by a man was about a car. I'll think of it eventually. It doesn't matter. Dun, 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 dun. Rock Around the Clock. Maybe Richie Valens.
And she'll nod to you.
There we go. Rocket 88. Mazzy got it. I'm sorry.
She'll nod to you as she holds the door open.
Yeah.
Is she leading us into like a hidden pantry door?
Yeah.
To the basement.
We should have seen this coming. Our kind, by which I mean vampires, can be somewhat stereotypical.
I mean, like, I get it, right?
But it works. Freaking Rocket 88. Now I'm imagining... I will step forward.
Okay. As
will Ash.
I will follow.
As you descend the stairs, you step into what appears to be a very well-appointed office. There's a very nice oak desk, leather furniture lining the walls. Seated on the leather furniture appears to be youths of... Who do we lose?
Xavier.
One guess.
Hang on, wait. We are prepared for this. Haha.
There he is.
Kind of. Can I make this bigger so that it's not such a itty bitty eyesore?
X, quit being difficult.
Hey man, I'm trying. My computer's just like, I've been on for too long.
Okay, as long as our portraits are in the right place, then I think it's okay. If you can work out the camera, then do so. If not, no sweat. Seated on the various pieces of furniture are youths of various ethnicities. Some Hispanic, some African American, some of... You can't quite tell right away. And they sort of look at you. Well, you're Mark Zantz. You're at 5 dots in Anarch, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I have 1 dot.
So they definitely recognize Mark. Looking at Jabril, Jabril and Byrick, they don't quite know what to make of you yet, but you're with Mark and maybe they've heard of you?
I'm technically the one that invented the game they love.
And sort of in the center on a love seat, there are 2 women. They look perhaps rather bedraggled in their mid-30s, perhaps ladies of the night, naked to their waists, and you can see that there are various sort of like bite marks that have yet to fully close all over their torso, sort of running down in these tiny crimson rivulets. From behind the oak desk, you can see Salvador, and he stands up, beaming. He spreads his arms wide. My friends, How are you? I have not seen you in I cannot imagine how long. And he'll move over to Xantz and just wrap his arms around you in this very tight bear hug, lift you off the ground, and start moving towards Byrick Ash, who will do the same unless he stops him.
Yeah, I will stop him and I will shake his hand.
He'll shake.
Do you do the God? What's his name? President after Kennedy.
After Kennedy, Lyndon B. Johnson.
Do you do the Lyndon B. Johnson thing and just lean over?
Big Dick Johnson.
Big Dick Johnson. Sure.
All right, he will look down at your hand, enthusiastically grab it, shake it, and then move on to Jabril as he lifts him off the ground and kind of gives him one of these. Friends, come in, eat, drink. What can I do for you tonight?
No, we're on a bit of an investigation right now.
He turns to the other vampires. May I present to you 3 of the kindred instrumental in liberating Los Angeles. You owe these men your freedom.
No need to thank me. It's what heroes do.
Really, it was all Murphy.
They don't seem to react much until you say Murphy, and then instantly, Murphy, you know Murphy? Oh man, Murphy, what's he like? Where is he? And Salvador will sort of like back them all up and gesture for you to have a seat as he takes a seat behind his desk again.
Where do we exile Murphy to again?
Chicago.
We'll just say Murphy went up north.
X, you are going through your webcam mic.
Oh, the sound?
Yes.
And be like, oh, Murphy, he is larger than life.
This is true.
Yeah.
Is that what happened to him in your chronicle, Yusuf?
In my headcanon, which I don't know how much of my headcanon is actually headcanon being the ST, but I like to think that because of Murphy's wide fame, that there are several Murphy Fieros all around the country, each trying to use the name to inspire the Anarchs.
He didn't hide drugs inside of a cat. He shoved a crack rock in a cat's butt and drank the blood.
It was a rock of heroin.
Okay, my bad.
Explosions happen in the background.
Well, you see the thing, if another Ravnos Diablo, he becomes the new Murphy Fierro.
The fucking glasses just kind of grow over his eyes.
Like, do I think I'm better than me?
The mustache forms.
Oh man, imagine if a demon tries to take over Murphy.
And just, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Murphy is the old man Henderson of the world of darkness. He absolutely is.
Demon tries to inhabit Murphy. Instant 10 torment. Everyone thinks they're better than me.
It's worse than the abyss. I think technically Murphy managed to achieve half a Henderson, or possibly a full Henderson.
I think we decided it was one full Henderson.
One full Henderson.
Literally, I went home that night and I went through my notebook and I had like a good 7 parts of the campaign, and I just start ripping shit out and tossing it in the recycling bin because I couldn't use it anymore. Ironically, however, he did me a wonderful favor. Because the prince was always meant to screw you over. I was just having to set it up first. And suddenly he didn't need a reason to persecute the Anarchs because Murphy did it all by himself. So in a way it was very wonderful, but it was very consternating at the time.
Hey, more importantly, it was memorable.
Absolutely. I think that to me is what really makes STing worthwhile, is when you stand around with your friends and you talk about these memories that you made. I don't think it gets better than that. I really don't.
So I'll tell Salvador that we're actually here on a bit of an investigation. We're trying to find somebody's sire.
Okay.
and we believe
Anyone
he
I
might
know?
be. I believe he may be a young man named Pedro or one of his associates.
I know at least 5 Pedros. You're going to have to narrow it down for me.
I will give him the same description that Mr. Jimenez gave me.
Also, you should give him the description of the other man.
Well, I'm pretty sure the other man was El Salvador.
No.
No, it wasn't?
I mean, if you want to think that it was, but
No.
I don't think Mark would have any reason to believe that.
Oh, okay. I thought the description fit Salvador. Physically. I'll also give him the description of the other potential person.
The serpent.
So he sort of strokes his beard, much like I'm doing now. I try to keep a handle on this area, but truth is, there's maybe dozens of vampires in town I don't know. Sad to say. I'll help you find them, though. Just tell me what I can do.
I'll look to his young associates and, well, perhaps you all might recognize my description.
Or the harlots.
Is that what Byrick says?
Yes.
The harlots don't look like they're quite there for a second. They're sort of like glazed eyes gazing into the middle distance. Every once in a while they will, in a very floaty way, acknowledge your presence and then go back to the corner or the paneling on the wall.
I'd like to imagine all the young anarchs would recognize the name Fierro or Murphy when we say it, but that if we were to bring up Carlo Martino, the harlots get up and they're like, that son of a bitch stiffed me.
He just cried in my arms for 30 minutes. How do we go about finding this person? Are they familiar with bullet tag?
One of them will actually stand up, one of his young associates. And he'll sort of step forward, and as he does so, Salvador will motion towards him. He'll walk towards you. I know Serpiente, I've met him. He, handles a, fight club, stuff like that. What are you looking for him for?
I believe he was connected to this man's sire.
Mansire.
We believe he was the one that set up the game of nines that led to this poor individual being embraced against his will, and thus committing perhaps quite a few masquerade breaches afterwards.
What do you believe he's guilty of? Asks Salvador.
Conspiracy.
Well, I'm not going to go ahead and start using words like guilty. I'm not a judge after all. I'm just a businessman. But it seems as though his games of nines that he's organizing have been getting a bit out of hand, as well as pissing off certain other creatures of the night, as well as perhaps invoking unwanted attention. Some of us have been attacked by hunters recently.
My house was firebombed. I do not take kindly to that.
Salvador sort of nods. The words that you speak resonate a bit. Damn shame. Nines was fun. I've played a few times myself, but what has become of the game, it's not good for anything, really. Like you said, we're all in danger. If he's the one that's taking it too far, then, well, maybe something should be done. I won't stop you.
We don't want to get too much ire, or else we'll get the wrath of Flanagan.
Who's this Flanagan I keep hearing about?
We believe he's the one leading the hunters. He has stumped us more than once, I'll say.
Oh, I fucking need to stat up Flanagan at some point.
Flanagan!
I will find him.
Just every time we go to, like, murdered vampires, we just see, like, a fucking half a kilt flying in the wind, just like, ah!
No, just a flag of Scotland.
Flanagan!
The goddamn Highlander escapes us again.
Ah, that could be an angle. He's an immortal who kills vampires.
There can be only one. I'm gonna ask the young man who spoke up if he knows where we could find El Serpente.
I think he havens at one of the barrios. 2 blocks down, 3 west.
Does this bar have a name?
Barrio.
Oh, Barrio, okay. Isn't there a Highlander thing with World of Darkness? I mean, there's Hunter.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell he is, Vasil. We're talking about a character that's born entirely of meme. I'm learning as you learn. I remember
90%
that.
of our content are memes.
What was it that we got stumped with? That birth Flanagan. It was
Uh,
probably a door.
It was a door, in fact. It was at the hotel. I think there was a quinceañera going on in the party hall. We had to do something or another.
Oh yeah,
And-
that's right. You guys just investigated a hotel that had a totally random innocent guy named Flanagan in it.
Yeah, there we go.
And Byrakash swore revenge for some fucking reason.
Flanagan.
Because he was one of the potential people that you came up with on the fly that might have been the hunter making problems, and it wasn't him. However, our characters assumed that, and he's been haunting us ever since.
The old clan of hunters, the Flanagans.
I hear they rival the Von Murnaus.
That'd be scary indeed.
They actually still use the long thought to be extinct Highland tabbies as packed animals.
Well, Salvador, I wish we could stay and hang out, perhaps listen to some more of those rock and roll records you have.
Ah, you like the new jukebox? I just brought it in. Fantastic things these mortals come up with.
It just sounds like a cacophony of noises to me.
It's so loud!
I do like that Richie Valens fellow. He's 19, but he looks like he's older than me.
That's because he was played by Lou Diamond Phillips.
Look at the real pictures of him. The dude was 19. He looked like he was 40.
I know, right?
Goodness gracious, Great Balls of Fire starts playing.
Frenzy, raw trick check.
Okay, everybody freaks out. Great Balls of Fire, where? Well, if we have enough time, we're heading to this bar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can keep going.
I guess we're gonna leave the haven of Mr. Salvador, Senor Salvador.
So, Salvador's young accomplice will give you directions as best he can. He'll give you the address. It leads you to a very dilapidated set of apartments, painted a very earthy brown, and even by now the paint is starting to crumble and chip away. It looks as if the whole block has just been completely neglected. The grass overgrows, the wan yellow streetlights flicker in and out.
Well, Bayek, I assume when we find this man, you're going to kill him. However, I ask that you at least let me get some questions out of him first.
I can't promise anything, but I will try.
That's all I can ask. So, do any of these buildings stand out more than the others?
No, but I'll say he gave you an apartment number.
Oh, okay, yeah, we'll head to the apartment.
Who approaches?
Should we go the diplomatic approach or immediate fear?
Let's go the diplomatic approach first.
Let's go immediate, the fearful diplomatic.
Okay, so I'm gonna knock on the door and I'm gonna be like, "Hello there," and then Bayek will behind me with the elephant gun. We've come to negotiate.
Ah, the negotiator.
And then, you know, I'll alter the deal.
So, is that actually what you're doing?
If that's what we want to do, we can do that.
Yes,
Okay.
that sounds fun.
Okay. So, you're knocking on the door, Mark?
just.
And there's the fucking what was it? The Brownie? Just perched on your shoulder.
Spuddy.
The Lottie.
Hi, Spotty.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Tom would have to be like having it on the car.
Ryloth Empire, how's it going? Welcome to the show.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed it if my dog was. I'm knocking.
Okay, you're knocking, and the Lottie is perched on your shoulder. That's what's happening, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a long gun.
It's a very long gun.
Yeah, like I said, you'd have to have it like mounted over the car.
No, I was knocking on the desk.
So why don't you say hi?
Everybody says hi.
Tell her stop being a nerd.
And Tom says stop being a nerd. I don't know if she heard that last bit.
Someone call me a nerd?
Tom.
Just what I have to say, like, Tom, you're gonna have to go tell her yourself. Oh wait, you can't go to that because that's not essential.
Okay, so basically what I need to know is you have the Lottie ready and visible as Mark is knocking on the door.
Oh yeah, it's ready to blow my fucking ear, my eardrums out.
Oh, it's gonna
Good.
Everyone's eardrums
Like,
are gonna be
honestly,
blown out.
honestly, at that close, I think you might lose your ear even if it misses.
It's a good thing I have fortitude.
Even if I miss him, he's not gonna be. He's gonna be on the floor.
Oh, Vasil, these are just toys. Like, I have like a whole bag of actual weapons.
Yeah,
You know,
none of those are real, Vasil. That's like
if I drop this on my head, that's like, oh, whatever, right? It's But if I drop one of those, like, I will be like actively bleeding.
He does have an actual axe, though, so you might not be wrong to be afraid of him, but what he's using right now are toys.
My camping axes are put away right now.
I always keep a knife near my pillow
As you should.
and a gun under my bed because I'm a Texan.
I have a
But,
knife.
I mean, I can show you one of them.
Just assume every member of CAFCON sleeps with the firearm nearby.
Alright, so you knock on the door. You hear the click of the Lottie as it's getting ready. The door sort of opens to the length of a chain. And
We're here to negotiate.
you see this rather large African American fellow peek his eye through. Sees the gun immediately. And I need everybody to give me initiative rolls.
LAPD, open up! Oh, bro.
I got 14.
Yeah.
I hope Bayer gets it first so you can just open the door.
Well, I got a 15.
Oh, he's going first.
A 12.
A 12. Josh, give me 1d10 real fast, just so I don't have to.
Okay. 7. You can post it in the Discord, Vasil.
Okay, so
If
Byrick.
you show us yours, X will show you his.
I don't have a kukri, unfortunately. I had a karambit, but you know, I spent $80 on it and I can't find it.
instantly,
Paperweight.
instantly, as he sees the Lottie, the one eye goes wide, and you can see the figure behind the door move. It absolutely looks like he's reaching for a weapon.
Blast him.
Oh,
Typical LAPD protocol.
Just do me a favor and tilt the gun slightly away from where you know it's going to completely blow him away.
do you say this?
Yes.
Very well.
I
Also,
am asking nicely.
and I do have celerity, and I'll take a celerity action.
Okay.
You gotta spend blood.
I know.
So you're going to
So-
spend 1 blood for 1 action?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, how many dots of celerity do you have?
1.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. You do get to choose though. Like you don't have to. My reading of the V20 rules that you spend 1 blood for 1 action, but you don't have to. You can spend up to your celerity. So you can choose if you just want like 2 actions, and you can just spend 2 blood.
But I only have
okay.
1 dot.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'll fire where I assume he's reaching for if it's behind the door.
With an elephant gun.
Well, with a Lottie, yes.
All right.
Preferably only to hit like the very edges of his extremities, because that should he should be conscious.
Let's see what happens. Give me the Dex firearms.
Oh boy, I love that roll.
Ave Maria starts to play. As El Salvador's like, who put that one in the jukebox?
I got 5 successes.
Now, what did we say the damage on the Lottie was? Like 8 dice?
I don't remember. What's the highest?
I mean, a chainsaw does 8 fucking dice.
Yeah, but a chainsaw isn't getting shot at you at hundreds of miles per hour.
At point blank fucking range.
If you want
Oh.
to know exactly its muzzle velocity, it's actually 2,600 feet per second.
Tom, that actually reminds me, you're firing point blank, so you're actually shooting at a difficulty 4.
Oh no!
Oh, man. Thanks for the billboard chart, Mazzy. There's some good songs in there.
I think we decided it was like 9 damage, but there's no they don't get armor. Because,
I don't remember agreeing to that. I'll be honest.
No.
I'll give you 8 dice of damage, and I feel like I'm being pretty generous.
I mean, you
Can
can't-
he make called shots? I mean, it's Byrick Ash. He can.
God damn it!
Haha. I got you, fam. Oh, I totally don't got you, fam.
Oh, it was Josh this time.
I was just like, wait a minute, I'm still here.
Yeah, they logged me out to fell asleep watching hentai for some reason.
What?
Wait! You're not in the fucking chat. You're in the what?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Anyway. So, yeah, if it's difficulty 4, then that's 6 successes.
Okay. So that is going to be
5 dice plus 8 plus nothing, right?
yeah. So you're rolling 13 dice.
Oh boy.
Did I roll fortitude for my hearing?
That's a good idea.
Oh boy.
I got 4 successes to protect my eardrums.
9 damage.
9 damage. Okay.
Wait, is it still 4? Or is it still 6? I'm confused.
It's 6.
Oh, okay.
So you're
8
gonna
damage.
Okay, so 8 damage. So the good news is, minus a very minor ringing in your ears, you are able to still hear. Well, probably pretty major ringing in your ears. You're going to have a headache after this.
No, with me.
Yeah.
I'll spend a blood point and fix it.
You don't have to. You're good. There's no appreciable damage. So
Just probably sticking my pinky in my ear, trying to get the ring to go away.
a massive roar erupts from the Lottie. And in a split second later, you are staring into a cloud of flinders as the door is just reduced to splinters. The front hall has been coated with a thin red paste, and there's a vaguely humanoid shape laying on the ground in the doorway. You can begin to hear other scuffling and muscling coming from deeper within the apartment.
Very well.
Mark, it's your turn.
Do I smell Vitae coming off of this person?
Give me your, perception occult for the venture to be able to tell?
Ooh.
As we walk in, we're here to negotiate.
A power move.
4 successes.
4 successes. You do smell a bit of Vitae, but this man himself is not kindred. He might have been a ghoul. And the way he just erupted like that, he's probably mortal. Do you actually say that, Byrick?
We're
Go
here to
pop.
negotiate.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he wanted me to say it. But he can say it if he wants.
I mean, it's up to you. Neither one of you can say it if you don't want to.
I'll say it. I'm like, Serpente, I'm here to negotiate.
Okay.
Would you like me to roll manipulation, intimidation?
Do you feel like you need to?
I feel like it's a please come out before this gets worse kind of implication.
It's not a threat, it's a plea.
Okay, give me the roll. Let's see what you do.
Wait. When Byron does his darkness thing, does he know where everybody is in the darkness?
He can see through it.
Oh, you can just put darkness inside the fucking house and blast people through their fucking through whatever fucking they're hiding behind.
Yeah.
They can't do anything to stop it.
Yeah, Optimeration's fucking bitching, yo.
4 successes.
Okay. Jabril, you're up next.
And I'm going to step over the flinders and kind of walk into the hallway.
You can see that. So as you sort of step in, there's like the foyer, which is now just dripping. There's a small, cramped living room filled with cheap furniture, the kind of wooden, easily breakable crap. Beyond that is a kitchen, and you can see movement in the kitchen as these two figures are rushing around. Jabril, what would you like to do?
Well,
Start impaling people and see who's kindred. If they're dead, they're mortal. If they just stop, they're kindred.
Ah, yes. Witch trial style.
Either she drowns and she's mortal, or she floats and she's a witch.
Either she drowns and she's mortal and she's forgiven by God.
which I mean is fair, right? Just like, sorry, our bad. We couldn't actually tell what mold was.
You shouldn't have been masturbating with that broom.
I mean, she shouldn't have been. Let's be real, that broom's probably fucking nasty.
Well, I mean, with the weird drugs that they put on it, or some sap, I forget exactly what they did. It was weird.
Anyways, I will walk in with. Do I have my rifle? No.
I mean,
no.
there should be a gun on the floor.
Yeah, there should be, but I don't know if I want to use a gun right now. But yes, I'll use my pistol.
Okay, so you have your pistol out?
Yes. And activate my my protean and look at people. I don't think I can really tell if anybody is a vampire from sight.
You can usually sense the beast within them. Vampires always know when they're dealing with another vampire. That's in every book.
Okay, so yes. Can I from a quick like
The two people rounding from the kitchen are probably also ghouls.
oh, they're ghouls. Okay, so they're still part of this. But they probably don't know any better. Alright, I can't really do non-lethal bullets.
Funny how that works, almost like they were designed that way.
I mean, I could shoot them in a non-lethal area, but make it hurt like shit.
Ah, yes, like being stabbed in the armpit.
It won't kill you, but god damn, you wish you're dead. Alright, yes. I will attempt to go for...
Low kneecaps.
Yeah, just blow their fucking kneecaps or their shoulders. Just debilitate them.
Okay.
Shoot their jaw off.
So as they come around, you can see that they're very clearly holding like some kind of revolver. Give me the shot.
Okay. Yeah, I'll split my dice pool.
Are these old revolvers?
No, they're fairly modern.
We still haven't found our black powder pistol.
Pistolier. Pistolero.
June one guy for Jesus Christ. That's 6. What's the damage on a heavy pistol?
I think it's 5.
5.
Yeah.
I have
the Lottie.
I literally have the book in my fucking lap.
Higher, lower.
Checking. It's either 5 or 6.
Oh.
Heavy pistol is damage 5.
Okay, yeah. So that is going to be 7 damage.
Also, I actually might have to up the damage of the Lottie. Because a rifle and a shotgun do 8. So...
Give it 10. Give it 10.
Let's call it an even 10, Byrick. What do you say?
Woo!
Good night, Daestra.
Night, buddy. Thanks for coming. We missed you.
Thank you for the memes. I saw it and I laughed. In case you didn't know.
There was a meme? There's
He
a meme?
posted posted a meme involving hentai.
So yeah, 7 to both.
Oh, I recognize that bulge.
7 to hit both of them? Okay.
No, 7 damage to both of them.
So you're deliberately trying to avoid killing them because...
Yes.
Okay. So just bang, bang in the shoulders. You've easily reduced them well below crippled. Even if I gave them a dot of fortitude and they just fall to the ground.
Stop resisting!
I am kind. I will not kill them.
Hey, I tried. It's a little harder to pull that off with this thing.
The bedroom...
Non-lethal shot.
The bedroom door swings open, and out waddles a rather short, stocky man, slightly bow-legged, with zoot suit pants, a white wife beater, and suspenders. And he just looks around in wide-eyed horror. Whoa! Holy shit! What'd you do to my door? What'd you do to Jimmy?
Things went from 0 to 100 real fucking fast.
I knocked on the door, and your man immediately tried to fire on us. Byrick defended me.
Yeah, I see that. What the fuck do you want?
Oh, I'm here to ask you about the games of nines you've been organizing. I'm Mark Zantz, by the way. My associates here are Jabril and Byrick Ash.
I've heard of you. You were one of the first ones, right? You freed the city or something.
Oh, yes, that was us.
Wow, this might be cool if I wasn't about to shit my pants. Can you tell him to put the rifle away?
You can ask him politely. I'm not his master.
Could you please put the rifle away?
I will no longer point it at you, but I'm not putting it away.
That would be hard, as it is very big.
I mean, you can like disassemble it. And, it's a thing.
I only disassemble it at my domain.
So, I assume you're a Senor Serpente?
That's what they call me, yeah. Well, what can I do for you?
Oh, well, it seems some of the games of nines you've been organizing have been getting a tad out of hand. And it's attracting some unwanted attention.
All right, look, man. It's not my idea, okay? This guy put me up to it, all right? And I think he's trying to recruit a gang or something off of it. He gets the best ones, the people that wins, and I don't know what happens to him. I don't know what... I rarely ever see this guy in person, all right? Normally he just calls me and tells me when to set something up and where to do it. I just used to set up fight clubs for the Bruja to kick each other's ass. That's my lot here. He's the one that told me to go big time, and yeah, okay, the pay was good, but I think that just started being the last of my concerns.
Oh, yes. I can almost guarantee you that Byrick is more dangerous than whoever you've been talking to. But I do need to know where I can find some of your associates, particularly Mr. Pedro.
I need to knock on his door next.
As well as anybody else who's been participating in these games you've been setting up.
Look, it's not like I got an address book, right? It's more like one of the things where you put the word out, and whoever shows up, shows up.
No, well then how do you put the word out?
He points to the guys on the floor.
Oh, well, you're going to have to find new people to do that, I guess. But, how does this man contact you, the one who tells you to set these things up?
Usually I get a phone call. Every once in a while he'll show up to the games themselves, but I don't go. That shit's dangerous.
Oh, yes, very dangerous.
It sounds like to me that you need to organize a new one soon.
And then one of us has to answer this as a...
As a contender?
Alright.
Carlo Martin.
I nominate Giovanni.
Carlo, just don't tell anything, Carlo. We've got a mission for you.
To show up here.
I'm
This
finally
time.
included?
You will be upgraded from B team to A team if you survive.
So here's the thing, Senor Serpente. I believe my associate Cash is on the correct train of thought here. I think you need to put something together bigger and better than ever before.
Yeah, okay, whatever you want, I'll do it. I don't think this guy's gonna care. He's out for some serious blood. In fact, you might be on his short list.
Oh, really?
Quite
What makes you say that?
recommended that he hasn't tried to recruit us already.
I know, right?
I guess I don't, but if you're asking me to get a hold of him... But I gotta imagine he's gonna want a guy that can do that.
So you said he occasionally appears at these games of yours. How do you know that?
I mean, the guy's been a legend among the circuit. They call him Rake, you know, like claws, not like garden hoe. But apparently he's fucking scary. He's on some other level or some shit. I mean, yeah, I've seen us get violent, right? Oh, give me 1 second. Sorry. Yeah, I've seen us get violent and some shit, but this guy he's something else.
Bitch, please. I'm straight out of
Montreal.
Montreal.
Straight out of Montreal.
So you've seen him before.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy's like 5'10", almost 6. Like, just completely just ripped up with muscle.
And I'm assuming this name rings no bells.
It's nobody you've seen. But then again, with the overpopulation in LA, it would probably be It would probably be stranger if you did know everybody. Put it that way.
Yeah. So, as my associate here was saying before, we need to meet this man as well as some of your associates, among who is included the aforementioned Pedro. So here's what you're going to do.
Look, I don't know Pedro personally. I'll try and find out the channels that these guys went through to get the word out, and we'll see if he shows up again. That's the best I got.
Well, you see, I typically work on guarantees. I say, kind of eyeing, my eyes point to the gun still in Byron's hand.
I got my ways. I'll make it happen.
So yes, I believe the night after next might work well. You're going to put the word out, and you're going to say 2 of the legendary anarchs are going to be there.
Night after next. 2 of them? Which 2?
Oh, Gabriel Jones and Byron Ash.
Oh,
How cool would it be if we actually did get him to show up? That'd be amazing.
alright. We got a tag team. I'll use my eyes of blades. They shoot the shit out of me. I dodge them all. And while they're reloading, you blast them.
So I started blasting.
That's how I started playing.
And I will add that, I believe I heard a rumor that perhaps one Murphy Fierro may be willing to attend.
Murphy Fierro, that guy's a legend. But I've met 3 Murphy Fierros in the last week alone.
Oh, but we know the real Murphy Fierro. We're his coterie.
Really? If you could get Murphy, I think this guy might show up in person.
Murphy fucking Piero.
Yeah,
All right.
so I'm gonna tell him to have the rumor that Murphy Fierro is gonna come to this thing.
Yeah, it'll be done. Jeffrey Dillinger is now following. Hey, thanks, Jeffrey. We appreciate you.
Yo.
And I think it goes without saying you're not going to want to cross us on this one.
You already shot in my door. You made the point.
And I think perhaps that is a good place to end this session.
Okay. This one did pretty good. So I'm gonna award everybody 3 XP. And ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know what happens at the end of our session, we hold a vote for whoever your favorite player was tonight for whatever reason. You can vote to give them 1 bonus XP. So, you do have to give a reason, because it's like a little nice thumbs up, but it can be whoever said something funny, or you like the role-playing, or whatever you want to do. While I wait for the chat votes to come in, I will remind you that you can also vote on YouTube or SoundCloud, wherever you happen to be listening to this. I will keep track of votes for a week after it's been posted, so just put your vote in the comments and I will record it. In the meantime, who do you folks vote for?
I will vote for Byron for making me laugh, and for being Byron, and shooting the door in.
I'll also give it to Byrick.
I'll vote for Mark for being the face, since no one else here will be.
It's what I do.
Okay, and while we wait for our lovely chat members to cast their vote, I will just remind you, if you liked it, then, maybe like and subscribe, because that helps us a lot, or follow, or whatever you do on whatever platform you're watching us on. Social media down below if you want to know what we're streaming and when. Our schedule does seem to be a little erratic. I mean, not really, but some people have a problem with it. Okay, look. So, first week of the month, we do live reads, which is either RPG Imaginarium or the Storytime with CAFCON now. The second and fourth week of the month is going to be RPGs, which is going to be Vampire the Masquerade Rise of the Free States for the foreseeable future. The third week of the month is going to be Tom's stream, and any extra Wednesdays, if we get a weird 5th Wednesday a month, is going to be RPGs. Nelly...
I get 2 votes.
Nelly votes for... Actually, you're at 3 so far. Wait. No, yeah, you're at 2.
2 total.
Nelly votes for Josh because he was nice to Ghost, but Vasil, whom do you vote for? Mazzy votes for Byrick.
He said me.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I missed that.
So far, I have the Bulgarian block.
Ryloth Empire votes Byrick because big guns.
Yeah. Big gun, yay.
Executing a door is cool as well.
That door had it coming.
I mean, isn't that like a legitimate thing for like the military when they need to break into a house? Is they shoot the door lock?
I got it, Vasil. I'm sorry, I looked up.
Um,
There's a whole lot of blue in our chat, so I lost it.
it's
Sorry, go
not
ahead.
really worth it to shoot the lock. It's better to shoot the hinges.
Yeah, or shoot around the lock, isn't it?
Yeah,
Well, they tend to have the ramrod as well.
that too. And the ramrod.
Is that lodging a vote for Josh there, Jay?
I think I'll start calling the Lottie the master key.
Okay. So listen, right now, Tom and Josh are tied. We need a
Yay.
tiebreaker unless we need a tiebreaker, otherwise nobody gets the vote. And I hate doing that, I really do, but I had to implement that rule, otherwise they kept filibustering. So, I'll give it another minute or two, but somebody's got to break that vote.
We're such shitlords.
Yeah, you guys suck. In the meantime, we don't have Adam tonight to entertain us with his lovely witticism. So who would like to fill the dead air? Ooh, Stygian Sun, what's up, Tony?
What's up?
Yes.
Because face.
Thank you, Tony. For those of you who don't know, I actually played and won a Stygian Sons game for quite a while.
As did I. That was fun.
I didn't.
I played a paladin who became a god by drinking the blood of another god.
Did you really not, Tom?
Nope.
I did play a face.
I'm not going to contradict you, but that doesn't sound right because he took over the first D&D game after I did. That's when I played with him.
If I can get Vorty to vote for me from Discord, then I will completely have all of the Bulgarian votes.
Oh, okay.
I will have the votes of an entire country represented.
Technically.
You get Mexico's vote.
I know you voted for me claiming the vote for Mexico.
It's not in stream.
not
Doesn't
in
count.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. I will absolutely count Ani's vote. I mean, it's technically my house rule that I stole from somebody else, so I'll say Ani gets a say.
It's like Model UN or something. I currently have the Bulgarian and the Mexican vote.
Oh, damn it.
All right, Josh, with your amazing political sway over Bulgaria and Mexico, it looks like you have taken it running. So you get the bonus XP tonight.
It's the Ventrue way.
Anything else you lovely people would like to say to our amazing audience before we sign off for tonight?
That we love you.
We really do. Again, I really do appreciate you people. Streaming is so entirely pointless unless you have people to watch, and you guys are here. Most of you are here all the time, and you know what? Even if you're not here all the time, we're grateful when you can be. So, every one of you guys, just give yourselves a high five for me.
And those of you in quarantine have no excuse to not see us.
Ha. We fooled you.
Xavier, Tom, anything to say?
Everything's been said. We love them. And we hope for their continued support and whatnot. And, you know, it's
And
really
your
nice when you
continued
bring
health.
other people into this.
What's that, X?
That's really cool when they bring other people into this.
Yeah.
Hey, we hope to see you more often, Tony. That'd be cool. All right, guys. We are a little bit over our streaming time, so I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight. You people are amazing. Have a good one.